Do you ever feel like no matter how hard you work that you're not doing enough, or that any minute someone will find out that you're not as capable as they think you are? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And today we're going to dive into 3 ways that imposter syndrome could be sabotaging your business growth. And of course, how to flip the script and take back your power. My name is Heather Jones. I'm a certified life coach. And today I want to share something personal with you because I've been there too. In fact, about 80% of entrepreneurs find themselves here. If that tells you anything, you are most certainly not alone. I have this horrible habit of creating things like really great workshops and trainings and all sorts of materials and courses that I know without a shadow of a doubt can help people, but then I stop myself from letting them see the light of day. Or more frequently, what happens is I might mention them once or twice, but I never truly give them the visibility that they deserve. I convince myself that I've put it out there and I've done it. I've tried. I've done my best, and nobody just really wanted it. I have ended up pouring my heart into these creations, knowing that they could make a real impact. But that little voice of imposter syndrome sneaks in and it says, who are you kidding? This isn't groundbreaking. Or what if no one cares? Or nobody cares. You put it out there and you could see that nobody cares, when I really just haven't given it the time and attention that it needs. So guess what happens? These powerful ideas stay in the background instead of reaching the people who really need them the most. And I end up sabotaging my own potential for making a difference, all because I've let that inner critic have too much power. The imposter syndrome convinces us that we aren't worthy of taking up space and that we aren't enough to share our work. So I am here to tell you, and maybe to remind myself as well, that we are more than enough. So let's shed some light on this. Here are those 3 ways that I mentioned imposter syndrome could be sabotaging you. So the first of those ways is playing small. We play small to avoid being found out. So when imposter syndrome takes over, we start playing small so that we won't become exposed, so that people won't see us, for that fear that we have of being exposed as a fraud. So you might do things like turn down an opportunity at a speaking event, or even something as simple as networking events or collaborations that become available to you, because you're afraid that somebody's going to realize that you're not qualified, that you're not enough. But here's the truth. The more that you avoid these chances, the more you stay stuck exactly where you are. Playing small doesn't serve your business. It doesn't serve you, and it doesn't serve your audience. So a potential solution here is to start to recognize the opportunities that you've been shying away from. And then you ask yourself, if you weren't afraid of being found out, would you say yes to them? And then we practice stepping into those moments and reminding yourself that you do deserve to be in the room, to show up boldly, and to own your experience. You encompass the identity of being a person who does that. The second thing is perfectionism. Yeah, I've talked a lot about perfectionism because it shows up for so many of us, to include me. When imposter syndrome shows up through perfectionism, you feel like everything has to be flawless. It has to be perfect in order for you to launch it or show it or promote it. The perfectionism is a mask for fear. Your fear of judgment, fear of failure, you name it. And while you're fine-tuning every little detail, you're missing out on growth opportunities. So remember, progress beats perfection every single time. If you've ever found yourself stuck in the cycle of perfectionism, hit that like button. I'm right there with you. So let's remind ourselves that moving forward is more important than being perfect. A few months back, I created this 3-day workshop that helps mom business owners dream big and then take the steps to going towards that dream, to fulfilling that dream. I'm not going to lie, I am really proud of this workshop. So you know what I did? If you said looked fear in the face and launched it, sadly, you'd be wrong. For months, my perfectionist voice ruled and I sat on it. So why are we celebrating this? Because I did eventually look fear in the face and I told her to have a seat. I launched the workshop and now I'm celebrating not just that, but the momentum that attendees have gained from participating. If you want in on this workshop, let me know in the comments so I can get you the details. Okay, so a potential solution for you here around this perfectionism is to give yourself permission to take imperfect action. I know that sounds simple. It's not. It is profoundly impactful. Done is better than perfect, because that means that you are moving forward. So ask yourself, how much are you overworking and overthinking these tasks that actually aren't moving the needle forward in your business? And then let's shift the focus to progress. All right, so that third thing is undervaluing your expertise. So imposter syndrome convinces you that you're not skilled or as knowledgeable as others. And so you play the comparison game. You downplay your own expertise. And this often leads to undercharging for your services or feeling uncomfortable raising your prices when it really truly is time to raise those prices. When you undervalue yourself, your clients can sense this. They know what is happening and they can start to do the same. And so a solution here is to start owning the value that you bring to the table. Remember that your experience, your skill, your passion for what you do are unique and incredibly valuable. You are the person who does this. So if pricing your services feels uncomfortable, ask yourself what beliefs you're holding on to about your worth. Adjusting your mindset and who you see yourself as will help you to charge confidently and charge what you are worth or what item, your product or service is worth. You're worth more than anything. There is no value on you, but we're always talking about products and services here. To wrap up, imposter syndrome may be trying to sabotage your business growth, but the good news is that you don't have to let it. So by recognizing where it's sneaking in, you can start to make shifts today that will empower you to grow your business and to show up as that person who is worthy of thriving, who is successful. Remember that you are capable and your dreams are worth pursuing. Now, if you want to keep learning about imposter syndrome and get more tips to overcome it, this playlist is definitely for you.